Hey guys, it's Jeannette. I hope you're all doing well. I am leaving my neighborhood now and I'm heading to go bring Sarai to the daycare. I have to stop at Target really quickly and then work on some video editing and hopefully start studying for my CCRN examination. So I wanted to make a quick video, maybe just talk to you guys. One big question I've gotten was, how did I choose my nurse practitioner program? So for me, I completed my bachelor's at UTA. So I knew that after having a meeting with the admissions counselor, she pretty much talked to me about my options of continuing with them and pursuing my master's through them. And so I had this huge conference call, had all my questions. How is the program structured? Is it all online? Is it clinical hours? When do the clinical hours start? Do they help find you a preceptor? Do you have to find one yourself? How does that work? What's the is it Blackboard still like the bachelor's program was? And it was. And we just went through the costs and application deadlines. So if you don't know, some applications that you submit are good for a certain amount of time. So let's say if I was applying for summer of 2018 and I get accepted, I wanted to find at least one program that would allow me the flexibility to postpone the start of the program should anything happen. And I am planning on paying for this cash with money that I get reimbursed and my own savings, because I'm tired of loans, y'all. I am so tired of loans. I'm still paying off my loans for my first degree. So I'm just so grateful that I was able to complete my associates in nursing with no loans, complete my bachelor's with no loans and having it reimbursed with my employer, and I'm praying that I do the same with my master's, and that's just it's a blessing. So I decided to apply to that school because it was easy. Because I did my bachelor's, they told me I didn't need, I think, recommendation letters or an essay or some of the other application requirements that were just kind of tedious. So they made it really easy to apply, and I'm hoping that that's one of the two schools that accepts me, and I'll just do like a pro and cons list for each of the schools, and then we'll go from there. The other school, it is UT Health, and a lot of my peers at work have gone or are going through that master's program. So it's one of those things where we're comparing the costs. It's about a third of the cost from UTA, and the nurses working in the ICU, my peers, they've really highly recommended the program, and it's in, I guess, downtown Houston, and I think you're there once a week, and everything just seemed really good, and I think I'm preferring to go to that one just mainly because of the cost difference. And again, I'm trying to pay this cash. I'm not trying to get in any more debt, so that would be the better financial option for me. But should it come where, let's say, if I'm only accepted at UTA, I would probably still attend or maybe reapply. So here are a couple tips, things to think about when you're pursuing your master's. So tip number one, make sure that they are accredited, make sure that they have a good reputation, that they have a high pass rate for their the nurse practitioner boards, and that it's a program that you're able to financially pay for and fund. Because like I mentioned in previous videos, everyone asked me, why did I go associates versus bachelor's? Well, I was trying to make the quickest career change in the least amount of financial strain, and going the community college way, paying it all cash in 2 years, finding a job and having my job pay for my bachelor's seemed like a great idea. So for my master's, same deal. I am looking at the costs, not only of just the tuition, but the fees, the books, and all of that. I also compared the clinical hours, and some programs, all the hours maybe in the last year or maybe 2 semesters, and then some have you doing clinical hours throughout the program. So it's less demanding, I guess, because again, remember, I'll still be working in the ICU. I still have my baby. I'm still a wife. I'll be in school, obviously taking exams, and then I have to add those clinical hours somewhere in between there to be able to meet the requirements for passing that semester and graduating. So that's a big factor as well. And honestly, I'm praying that I can keep it all together and attend this program, whichever program, and make it all work without having to quit my job. I have a couple of friends that are still full-time nurses. They have yet to start their clinical, but they're planning to still stay full-time. I've seen other students in one of these programs that had to cut back to part-time. I've seen some that just quit altogether and just focused on the schoolwork, their family life, and finding the clinical hours that way. So we will see. What else can I tell you guys? Do your research. Schedule conference calls. Have a list of questions, because ultimately you need to find the right program for you and what your end goal is. So for instance, one of the biggest questions that I was asked during the conference call was, where do I see myself working? And I'm like, I love the hospital. I love the hospital environment. I love the critical care environment, the ICU. It's just, I don't know if I see myself ever working in a clinic during normal business hours 5 days a week. I don't know. And I can't obviously say never, because sometimes after really hard days, I'm like, oh, let me just sit there and take your blood pressure. So I told her I love the fast-paced environment. I came from pretty much an administrative background, so that was just really boring for me, and I did not like it. I told her that I did not want to work regular business hours Monday through Friday, and I needed the environment of critical care, fast-paced hospital to kind of keep me going. And we found the best branch for me. All right, y'all, I have to drop off the baby. I'll be back. So like I was saying, let's just wrap it up because I don't remember what I was saying. So obviously, when searching for a master's program, look at their accreditation, their pass rates, their cost. How does the clinical hours portion work? If you know someone that has successfully completed the program, if they have support, if it's an online program, what type of student support do they have? Is it compatible with your style of learning? Do you need a in-class type of environment versus just online, or maybe a mixture of the two? So I hope this video helped you out. It gave you at least a start on things that you need to start looking for, as well as questions that you should be preparing for the conference call with the application or admissions counselor. After you have all those questions, submit everything, stay on top of it. Make sure that you apply with enough time to be able to go back and double check that everything has been submitted. The biggest thing that I talked about, mostly probably in this video, is the financial aspect of it. Find a program that you can afford, that you can complete. If you are employed, find out their requirements for tuition reimbursement. How long do you have to be with them? If you decide to leave, all those things kind of make play a factor in it all. Okay, so this wraps it up. If I missed anything, I may just add it in this video, or just put it in the description box below, or write a blog post about it. So stay tuned. Alright guys, hopefully this video was helpful for you. If you have any other questions, please leave it in the comment section below. I probably will be writing a an accompanying blog post about this, just in case I miss any key points, things that I considered into my research for which master's program I wanted to apply to. I probably will do another video regarding which branch of a master's program, whether you want to work with PD or adults, things like that, and why I chose the branch that I chose. So don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and share the videos. Bye.